And I was addicted to pornography as a kid.
Mm.
Um, when I was a kid, it was in the grocery stores. My uncles had it. You could watch it. It was wild because it wasn't hard to get. It was always somebody who had it. And I'll never forget because of my home lifestyle, it became an escape.
Mm.
It was kind of like a drug. And I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, but pornography was just, and no one would talk about sex. No one would talk to me about what it was, the date, or everything. It was just all I saw was that. And it was a problem. And when I say a problem, it was a secret that I didn't want anybody to know. And so what it would happen is I would feel very, very guilty, especially if someone gave it to me and I viewed it or whatever, and I would just feel like, because again, my mother's very religious,
Mhm.
and my father never talked to me about any of it, so it was a conundrum, and it was a secret that I just vowed I wasn't going to tell, but it was a problem that I could never be like I couldn't get over it, and that is part of who I am. It I would like to say I'm a paradox in a
Mm.
lot of ways, where in in the public I was this guy. Like even in high school and college, I was like a very achieving person, but then I had this another life that was dark and I was ashamed and I would feel very, very guilty about some things that I'd done. And then so to make up for that, I would do more and achieve more and work harder and be this person. And then eventually you fall again and you just feel like, and so it was always putting up a front and a picture and an image that I had to hold up until it all fell down. And the biggest moment for me is when my wife said, I'm leaving. And I was married 20 years. Now I got married in 1989. I got married at the day before my 21st birthday. And you have to understand, here I am, I was on my way to the NFL. We were in college, the whole thing, and I thought getting married would solve all my problems. You know, it was like, okay, I'll never eat porn again. I got a real woman, and now I can help me get away from that kind of problem and the whole thing. But the problem was, it didn't. As soon as I got in an argument, I would go back, and I kept it as a secret for 20 years from my wife until it was so wild because she literally caught me it being unfaithful. And I said, and I was tired. I remember being tired of hiding, tired of being secretive.
Mhm.
And I just told her. And she was like, I'm done. And I remember feeling almost relieved. It wasn't, it was weird. At the same time, it wasn't a thing where, you know, oh, okay, because I was in Hollywood. I was very successful doing my thing. Um, and Hollywood didn't care. They don't care if you lose your family. They don't care if you lose whatever you got. They're like, hey, now we can put you in another movie. They don't care about your vices. They don't care about anything you got, as long as you keep up the image. The day the image fell is the day my wife said, I'm gone. And then I knew I had to rebuild my life. I had to rebuild who I was. And I've discovered for the first time what real integrity is all about, because integrity it comes from the term integer, which means whole, which means one. And you can't, I was two people.
Mhm.
So I was this and I was this. And I spent the next 16 years after that 20 years point, which was 2010, becoming one person. And it's funny because a lot of people ask me, they say, man, Terry, it must be hard. How do you keep up your image? I said, the best way to keep up an image is not to have one. Be yourself all the time.
Mhm.
If you're not comfortable, say it. If you are comfortable, say it. If you appreciate people, say it. If you don't appreciate something, say it. It's nice ways to say it. It's not about being rude or anything like that, but it's also about being honest and being true. But
The only solution to get rid of porn addiction is to change back. And this starts from you change from your surroundings to change from yourself. Thank you for watching until the end. If you like the video, I hope you subscribe to my channel to get all new